Welcome denizens and detritus of the internet to Yang's Construction Spotlight, a video series that will cover building Amtgard legal boffer weapons. First we will cover materials, and then I will walk you through how I build an Omni blade and a small punch shield, so that by the end of this reign you will have a sword and shield of your very own. So there are lots of options for cores, and they vary wildly in terms of weight, durability, and cost. I'm going to cover those that I know about, giving you the pros and cons of each, so let's jump right in. The first kind of core we're going to talk about is a type that I've just learned about, carbon fiber, also known as graphite. I have not worked with this yet, and there are many different types with different strengths and weaknesses, so take this section with a grain of salt. That being said, I have consulted people much more knowledgeable than myself, and I think I have determined what type I want to use for ultralight shorts. We will be looking at wound tubes rather than pultruded tubes or solid rods, which essentially means that our cores have a little less stiffness but higher durability. The core I have chosen is not the lightest graphite option, but it is still more than an ounce lighter than the next lightest option. Pros: lightest cores by far, with the one I'll be using being a staggering 1.4 ounces for 34 inches. This should also be one of the most durable options, but they have not been field tested by our local hard hitters. Only one con, and that's the cost. You're looking at $37 plus tax and shipping, so not for those on a budget. Also worth noting, graphite might also be an expensive alternative to our next core type for speed pole great weapons. The next kind of core we'll look at is what I thought, until recently, was the gold standard of lightweight and durable: filament wound epoxy tubing, aka kite spar. Kite spar is essentially fiberglass tubes made in a similar way to the graphite tubes we just looked at. There are three different sizes most commonly used for boffers. First is the 505, or just over half an inch in diameter. This size is good for shorts with a 34-inch core weighing just 2.7 ounces and costing between $9 and $20 plus tax and shipping. Next size up is 524. This is good for shorts if you're a little more concerned about breakage, and is good for slightly whippy longs. It comes in at 3.12 ounces for 34 inches and 4.22 ounces for 46 inches. The third size is 602, which is good for stiffer longs and whippy speed pole grates. You're looking at 4.83 ounces for 46 inches, 6.3 ounces for 60 inches or 5 feet, and 8.4 ounces for 84 inches or 7 feet, with a cost of $24 to $34 plus tax and shipping. The pros: it's fairly lightweight, fairly durable, and fairly affordable. Next up is the holy grail of budget shorts: second-hand golf clubs. This is the most affordable option available without sacrificing weight. Once the head and handle are removed, you're looking at an average of 2.8 ounces for 34 inches at a cost of $2 to $4 at your local Goodwill. Important note: make sure you're not getting metal clubs, as they are illegal and unsafe as cores. Pros: they're fairly lightweight, fairly durable, and inexpensive. And if you don't want to build a handle like I do, you have a built-in handle that you can use by using the tapered end of the club as your blade end. Cons: it's a crapshoot as far as actual quality goes. They could be light, they could be heavyish. I've seen as low as 2.3 ounces and as much as 4.5 ounces. They could be undamaged, or they could have seen a million holes of golf. Also, the tapered nature means a little extra work adding spacers to your core so that it fits snugly in your foam, especially if you're using pipe foam or pool noodles. The next kind of core I want to talk about is solid fiberglass rods. There are two that I have personal experience with. The first is 3/8 inch diameter electric fence post, available for $2 to $3 from Cal Ranch. These come in at 4.3 ounces for a 34-inch core and are good for daggers and loner shorts, either omnis or flats. Particularly extra shorts for the younger kids. I made some for our park with these cores and they weigh 7.5 ounces total at 24 inches long. They are also good for 3 to 4 foot javelins and also good for building flat style handles, so keep your scraps. The other kind of solid fiberglass I have used is 1/2-inch garden stakes, which are much heavier, 7.2 ounces for a 34-inch core. I have used them for flat blade loaners, which will be nice and durable but weigh a whopping 14.5 ounces each. As such, the only thing I would use them for in the future is beefy 5-foot grates, particularly loaners for the park. There are loads of other solid fiberglass rods available out there. Some that I have heard of are ski poles, painter poles, garden tool handles, and driveway markers. The man for information on these is Kenjin Sensei, as he has done a lot with various types. Next up is the absolute cheapest core for Omni daggers and shorts available. 1/2-inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe. It weighs the same as the garden stakes, 7.2 ounces for 34 inches. But due to the weight difference of the pipe foam for Omnis versus the sandwich method of flat blade construction, the biggest pro to PVC cores is the cost. You can buy a 10-foot length and get 3 max shorts out of it for around $2 per sword, or 4 32-inch swords for around $1.50 each. This makes it a popular choice for fundraisers at Comic-Cons and Ren fairs. Next, we will be discussing another core that I have never worked with and have rarely seen, so all this information is hearsay, and that is bamboo for great weapons. The pros I've heard are that it is fairly lightweight and pretty affordable, but the cons are that because it's, a plant, size, weight, and shape will vary. Also, due to the danger of splintering and poking through your foam, you'll need to tape the entire length of the core. Also, it may be difficult to find depending on your location and will degrade over time as it dries in the heat. There are other options such as kite spar, graphite, and our final core type for great weapons that I would rather use. This brings us to band shot poles. These are fiberglass tubes like kite spar, but much beefier. And please be sure not to buy the metal ones. Band shot poles are intended for flag lines in marching bands, and they come in 5 through 7 foot lengths and cost $20 to $23 plus tax and shipping. The main pro is that they are very durable, and the main con is that they hit like a truck and therefore require much more finesse and control than a kite spar or graphite speed pole. So there you have it, weapon cores, a complex subject to be sure, but these are the ones that I know about. Links will be in my resources list, which I will link to in the description below. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions you may have, and if I can't answer, I know Kenjin Sensei will be able to educate us both. Tune in next week and we will discuss various foam types. Thanks for watching.